What up, peeps? Ergy here. Today's Ergy broadcast was inspired by Flaca, Lisette Ross, aka Flaca. We were having a conversation this morning. We were discussing about how in a lifespan, we have so many different lives within our lifespan. And all the different shoes that we wear in this lifetime, right? And it's so true, because if you're truly living and participating in each and every moment in your life on purpose and with purpose, and you're being present, there's going to be different shoes that you're wearing at different moments in your life. And it's a beautiful thing. It's the evolution of oneself. It's how we evolve, all the failures, everything. It's all these different lives, you know. And it was a great conversation, because it reminded me that when I was at Mama Hughesby's house, because Mama Hughesby, Lori Hughesby, she used to be like a national water skier, and she says it all the time to me. She's like, oh, in another lifetime, I was a water skier. And I was saying, what do you mean another lifetime? This is your lifetime, you lived it. But I was at her house the other night for dinner, and we're sitting at the dining room table. She brings out this book that her dad was making her keep a record, put pictures and, glue it all in the book, write down exactly what was occurring at that moment, what the picture represented. She had old flyers with the prices of what things cost to get in, newspaper clippings. And even though at the moment that her dad was making her do it, because he was mindful enough to say, this is just but a moment, right? So he forced her to be present. He forced her to participate in a moment, and not just in a physical way, but in an emotional, mental, and spiritual, by making her write it and glue. And he was mindful enough to make her do that. And I know that while we were sitting down in that, I appreciated the moment. I appreciated that he had to do that. And I know she appreciated it too, because when we were she's reminiscing while we're going through the pictures, there's a little glimmer in her eye, a smile on her face when she's talking about it. But it was that book that was done on purpose and with purpose that drew us back to a moment that was just but a moment in her life. It was a whole different lifetime. It's a beautiful thing that you're living your life, you're participating in your life. And I'm going to pull away from here, and I'm going to show you a graph. And I was in a relationship with someone that used to tell me all the time, you're like this all the time, and and I'm like this, but you're up and down. And I used to think, I would kind of get like, oh my God, is that a bad thing? Like, am I up and down? You know what? Yes, I am. I'm absolutely up and down. Why? Because I am participating in all parts of my life. Like, I was born in 1971, and I was born crazy life. I've had a crazy life. I grew up in a very crazy. I've been a nasty drug addict. I've lived on the streets. I've done ugly, nasty things. I was on the other side, the wrong side of the law. I've done that. I've experienced the change, and I've experienced what it was to make a transformation, to change from being this angry person and in the blame game and poor me and I'm a thug because life is making me a thug. Bullshit. I made a decision and I changed that, and my life has been this. I've had so many jobs. I've experienced so much. And then you can have somebody else, say somebody's born in 1969 and they're living with their parents and the craziness. And they say, look, example, because I'm a visual person. 1986, they're kind of getting control of their life, and some people do this. They work really hard at making sure that their life is like this. There's no real emotions up and there's no real downs. It's just they try really hard, and then they have like a little defibrillator moment. 1999, something crazy happens. Whoa, but then they work really, really hard on flatlining again. 2015, another defibrillator moment, but then they work really hard. I'm proud of this. Proud of this, because if you look at it, it's a heartbeat. It's a life. It's a life. And I'm proud that I'm up and down. And then I have moments. These are not the greatest moments. I'll take them. I'll take them for a moment. But like Ninja, thank you, Ninja. Like the song from Blue October, life is a jump rope. And it really is. And I love it. Because that shows that I'm living on purpose. With purpose. I'm experiencing my moments. And like I said, I've had so many jobs. Listen. I've cut down trees. I've worked at McDonald's. Like I said, I've been on the wrong side of the tracks to make money. I was a medical assistant for years. I was a maid on a boat for years and lived on a boat for years. I worked for a Netris, a local internet service provider, and was an operations manager for a local internet provider. I taught art. I taught people how to sculpt. I taught people how to airbrush. I would carve out molds. I've done it all, and I've been in this business for 17 years, but I love that I've had that life. I can look back and say, man, I've worn so many different shoes. I am living, and I want to encourage you all to live, and that it's okay that your life is up and down. You want it to be. You want it to be because that's you living, that's you experiencing every moment. Because I'm going to tell you something, my friends. In life, we're going this way. The clock is ticking. Right now, the clock is ticking while you're watching me. You can never go back. You're only going to go forward. You might go forward like this, or you can go forward experiencing the moment. Because when you're stuck like that, because you're trying to look back and say, I should have, I could have, you're stuck in this ugly place and you're not experiencing your moment because you're trying to go back and say, shit, I should have, I could have. So make sure you're living. The things that we regret in life, and I've said this in so many MRG broadcasting systems, are not the things that we did, but rather the things that we did not do. So make sure you're living, participate it. Don't think you want to tell somebody you love them, tell them you love them. You want to go try and do this crazy thing and move to New York and leave everything behind and go try it. You want to move to Colorado and go live it, and you try it, because then there's no regret there. The universe is guiding you and pushing you. The universe is constantly providing you with opportunities. Are you brave enough? Do you realize that you're enough and that you're worth it? Try it. Life is but a blink of an eye. Experience every moment you're in. Life is a jump rope. Make sure you're living it. Energy out.